We had a deck tech for this deck the other day. I thought this was like a great home for Riveteer's Charm. My list, I think, is a little different from... I can't remember who submitted it. But I think they were playing Wrenn and 6. I decided I didn't want to play any Wrenn. Just like a lot less powerful without like the channel lands, which are worse with Shadow. Just kind of trying to keep the curve real low, real clean. But I think Charm is a card I was really impressed by the other day in the more mid-range Jund variant, and I think it may shine more as like the top end in a Jund Shadow list, specifically with very low mana curve, Mishra's Bauble. You also get Giganta as a companion. Obviously, sideboard's kind of still in flux, but like I like Endurance was a card that like I wasn't sure if I wanted to play or not. I think I told the chatter the deck tech to play Endurance, but you lose Giganta. You already have a lot of main deck graveyard hate with Riveteer's Charm. It's maybe unnecessary, so we're gonna try to play, you know, no Endurance here. But you may want to just have them in the sideboard anyways. Pretty interesting hand. Might be a mulligan. Dante, I think with the Twitch Prime, appreciate you. I don't like that we don't really get any card selection off this bauble. We are on the draw. We're 19 lands. 3 looks at the second land. Ragavan on turn 1. That's probably good enough for me to keep. But it's kind of close. Maybe if I see a land on top, I'll just, you know, hold a bolt on turn 1. But building a thing with Luxor, I mean, I'm going to work on the Devoted Druid combo deck that everybody else is working on. I've really like not high expectations for that deck though. I don't really believe in it, but I do plan to like try to figure out if there's a good home for it, of course. Okay, are we gonna get to hit them with the Ragavan? We are. Amazing. Counterspells the reveal. I could Charm. Probably a bit better to wait on the Charm. I could also go Lightning Bolt myself into Shadow. Let me just Inquisition. And if they have a Teferi in their hand, I might Lightning Bolt myself into Shadow. No Teferi in the hand. Okay, let's just pass. Let's pass. 4 Charms. I think this Charm is great. I really, really like this card. Okay, I think we're just going to pass back. Charm end of turn. Dante, thank you for your subscription. Appreciate you. If I didn't, appreciate you if I did too. I don't expect any bans to happen super soon. Maybe something in Pioneer. Maybe something pretty specific in Pioneer. Okay, so my opponent has just gone ahead and let me... They were F6. I mean, they were probably a little tilted. Missing their land drops, getting hit by Ragavan 3 times. we revealed an Archmage's Charm. Well, I'm going to go Dragon Rage's Channeler, Bloodstained Mire, Crack, for a Overgrown Tomb. Doesn't matter too much. And then it might instep. Oh, no! Oh, sorry. I didn't realize how that worked. I thought I could cast that in my instep, but obviously it goes away in my instep. I thought I could play them until the end of my next instep, but they just go away. I'll keep with Thoughtseize though. So we should have just main phased that Charm. Not that we could hit too much. We could hit some stuff. Maybe good to cast Thoughtseize pre-combat. I also kind of like just attacking first. Might have a Wandering Emperor here. I guess a Wandering Emperor would have been a great reason to Thoughtseize first. I feel like I've never in my entire life done a good job about playing around Wandering Emperor. I don't know if anybody in the history of Modern has yet. But I know that I haven't been the best about playing around it. Keep that on top. Heist, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Appreciate you. Welcome back. Not a very scary hand. I think I'll take... I don't really care about Kaya's Guile. I don't really care about Tainted Indulgence. I don't really care about Jace. I don't really care about Teferi. I guess I'll cheat the cheap card. And hope that they don't draw a Supreme Verdict. I like the Charm a lot, Fetch. I think Charm's really good. Yeah, mono card is a died Unholy Heap. They didn't draw the Verdict, and we win. I don't have a very good sideboard plan for this matchup. I also don't think you need to sideboard super heavily. It's possible I should be playing like a couple Veil of Summers on my board. Like I really want to find ways to cut these Temur Battle Rages. Maybe I can play like the first Lantern over the second TBR. They're playing Tainted Indulgence, but yeah, I should maybe have like 1 or 2 more cards for this matchup. Obviously, sideboards of like new decks you're working on take some time to get hammered out. Please don't make this deck good. Well, I never make any deck good. I just find decks that are good. Hammer them out of the diamonds in the rough. Isn't it risky to play both shadows there? I mean, they have Jace and Teferi to like deal with one shadow. I think it's just like way better to say if you cannot win unless you draw exactly Supreme Verdict, you know. And even if they do draw Verdict, we're not 0%, but I think it's just way better to make them have it when you know they don't currently have it. I mean, my opponent's curve has seemed so clunky so far. I keep just wanting to like take the Tainted Indulgence so that they can't unclunk their hand. Like here they have Godless Shrine, Archmage's Charm. I feel like with the new Triome, I would never play Godless Shrine in like an Esper control deck anymore, but nobody listens to me about Archmage's Charm mana bases. Alright, if I steal land on top, I'm not going to shuffle. Okay, we'll shuffle a Shadow away, I think, at this point in the game. And probably getting Overgrown Tomb. Don't think it matters too much between this and Stomping Ground. I think we're just Inquisition, try to take the Prismatic Ending. Mark, thank you for the 6 months, appreciate ya. Yeah, take the Ending, they can't cast the Charm yet, and then... What is harder mana value for them to get in the yard? Probably 1. I always make them have it, and they always do. Well, I mean, it's way easier to make them have it when you see their hand, and you know they have to like literally top deck it that turn, you know. Okay, land would be so good to go Thoughtseize the Wandering Emperor, play Tarmogoyf. Okay, that at least lets us play a threat. Draw 2, discard 1. Is there potential for blue-red prowess and Pioneer? I mean, there's always potential. Okay, I think I'll just try to bolt the Wandering Emperor, take the Archmage's Charm. Emperor gets, you know, easier to play around when you know about it. Okay, I do like being able to deploy a Tarmogoyf here. So they're going to hold on to the Wandering Emperor, which is fine. And his Emperor Mystery card. Don't think I'm attacking ever this turn. I do like playing the Croxy here, though. Get them down to, in theory, no cards in hand because they're going to hold on to the Emperor. Then we get to bolt the Emperor, they get a 2/2. Then a land lets us Croxa. Then we have the Charm up for some card advantage, too. I said with 50 months, appreciate you. This card, Prismatic Ending. Rough for them they didn't have a third white source here. They may just scry 2 and like really overthink it, but I think they should just cast the Wandering Emperor. Although I guess if like them having Emperor in hand means I'm not attacking, then maybe it's fine to scry. But getting to blank their mana like this, I'm pretty excited about. Yeah, with the Croxa in the yard. Oh, they passed priority back to me. Well, they would get it. Sorry, I had it first. I'm an active player. Yeah, we had a kind of a rough go with Esper Mentor, unfortunately. I will say that Shredder, Ledger Shredder, that card performed really well though. I'm pretty excited about that one. Yeah, I'm just gonna attack with just the Goyf this turn, I think. Okay, then they draw a second Wandering Emperor. Man. Okay, I think I'll let them get 1+1 out of this. I do think I want to prioritize the draw 3 here, because it seems so important to get that land for the Kroxa. I've got the heat for the Emperor next turn, too. Charm, Ragavan, Thoughtseize. Okay, so we're going to lose one of these cards. Although, I feel like I'm not that likely to necessarily want to Thoughtseize super badly. I don't know. The casting Charm to draw is not that good. I could cast Charm to kill a creature. It feels really bad that I missed on my... feels really bad that I missed on... They're going to steal Shadow in response, which just kills it. I missed on land. Got no cards in their hands. Oh no, I tapped wrong. Tapped wrong. Sorry, I should have tapped so I could cast Ragavan and Heat. Might have to trade for Snapcaster here. Kind of low on life, and Snapcaster's not really getting through the 3/3 token that well. And I have like the Kroxa in the graveyard that I can use to like leverage to win the game. This is tough. And I have to like kill the Samurai token. Let's just go game 3. Just lose when you miss the land drops. Lose also when you miss tap like that too. Maybe play a Magus of the Moon, just get him. We're 1 life short of playing Double Shadow on turn 2. I think I'm supposed to keep this though. With new Trilines, it's worth to build blue mana bases, reflecting pool like your old Sultai Valkulists. There's maybe going to be like a deck or two like that, but I think there'll be few and far between. I am Puyan, thank you for Twitch Prime. Appreciate ya. Okay, Charm, Indulgence to Fairy. I think I take the Charm. It's kind of close. Their hand also like I guess their hand couldn't go Indulgence on turn 2, Charm on turn 3. But I have a Heat for the Charm, for the Teferi. Indulgence is I think not that scary in general. And Fetch Land does let me play Double Shadow turn 2. Deck for 6 on turn 3. I should cast this Inquisition. I know I can hit the Teferi. The other option is Gigant in the hand, but I think we'll have plenty of time for that. Discards a Hallowed Fountain. They drew another Charm, but they can't cast the Charm next turn. Kind of want to take Kaya's Guile. It's close. We get to kill the Teferi pretty freely. Can go like kill Teferi, replay Shadow, put Giganta in the hand. I think that's still the line. It's a bit awkward that they've got the Charm and they can steal after we hit them for a bunch, but we can maybe make it to where they have to steal first. There it is, Charm, Fountain. Oh, they can just shock in the Fountain and then they'll have the 1/1 Shadow, actually. They draw Prismatic Ending? Okay, so I think I want to go Bauble Channeler first. This way, if I heat their Shadow that they steal, then I get to get a Surveil trigger. Milling Kroxa to the graveyard is about as good as it possibly gets here. That was really lucky. Not taking March? I didn't take March, no. they have double march, it's awkward here, I guess, but I definitely want to crack the bubble on my turn so I can draw a charm. Yeah, but they're like pretty restricted to one spell a turn, even with the march in the hand. And Kaya's Guile like gives them the blocker or gives them the life. Although everything else is basically a 1-for-1. In my opinion, this charm would we've already played the new charm with traditional Jund. They discard Celestial Colonnade. Good use for Celestial Colonnade. Yeah, we've already played it there. It was good there too. I think that the charm itself is better in this deck though, where your curve is lower. I think the card shines in a lower curve, but maybe the mid-range Jund deck is a better deck overall. Time will tell. Okay, so they have Archmage's Charm, Flooded Strand, 3 mystery cards. Yeah, the more traditional Jund deck with Charm also went well. I don't remember what we played like 3 leagues, and I think it was like 3-2, 3-2, 4-1. I may be misremembering a little bit. I don't hate having Ragavan here. Exile all graveyards, you gain 4 life. Okay. Rep to Kroxa. Castle on top. So I can go heat my own shadow. Then put Ragavan in the graveyard, then Thoughtseize, then I have Delirium. I'm attacking for 5-8. It's probably a bit of a spew. Shouldn't I have slammed Kroxa? Well, I thought if I put in Kaya's Guile, they wouldn't let me untap with the ability to cast the Kroxa. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I thought for sure if they had Kaya's Guile, they wouldn't give me a chance to play it. So I thought it was good to cast the Bauble first. Thoughtseize first. If I Thoughtseize first, my Shadow dies. This is better. Didn't you know about double Guile? No, I didn't know about the second Guile. I think I'm just attacking Teferi. Instant Speed Verdict's pretty scary. I want to get max value out of my charm. There's a Pride Secret Lair. Oh, it's sponsored by the Trevor Project. We donate to the Trevor Project with the Signet sale. Bearscape's hilarious. I don't know what Soul Ring is supposed to be. I'll take 10 oh, there's 2 more. I'll take 10 copies of Bearscape. Don't you want a double Bauble if I'm going to draw with Charm? Well, the problem with that is, like, I am not going to be cracking the second Bauble on my turn, which is, like, a bit awkward. I'm also, like, very close to killing my opponent, so I feel like I want all my cards to impact the board on this turn. I could be wrong. You know, this could be not the best way to go about it. Boy Toys, 16 months. Appreciate ya. Cool, we can cast all these cards. Love that. Bolt is obviously great. Played Channeler. Explanation for your turn. Yeah, I mean, I don't like when I have to turn this into like a reading the Wizards announcement stream. Not they're not paying me. But that's cool. So you're probably gonna choose Kaya's Guile. Yeah. But if they go make me sack a creature, gain life, I can bolt the Snapcaster Mage. But then they should block first. Yeah, they should definitely block first here. Oh, they're making a 1/1, and then they're gaining 4. I'm really surprised they're not. I'm really surprised they're not Exiling my graveyards. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I guess they can't do it all. Love to keep a charm on top here, though. That's great. Wait to Troy. I think you for 60. I didn't read your message. Do you think not splitting a top 8 when everyone else wants to is a dick move happens to me this weekend? I don't think it's a dick move, no. I've actually plenty of times in my Magic career chosen not to split just because I didn't want to split, you know. I don't think it's a dick move. I think that if you are interested in playing for the prizes, that's what you came there to do. I don't think you're under an obligation to split with everyone else because that's what they want to do. And I also don't think you should feel pressured to do so either. I've definitely seen that happen sometimes. Okay, so we should just exile their graveyard here so they can't entwine a Kaya's Guile. Yeah, Charm is great. Charm is really, really good. So this hand would go Stomping Grounds. Put it multi 6. I'll try this hand. I'm not in love with it though. Would Traverse begin this deck? So I was playing Traverse in this deck, yes, in the past. Box. They're probably playing Titan. I think I need to get my Channeler's surveilling, smooth out my draw, so I'll lead on the Channeler here. I play Traverse. Traverse is playable in Jund Shadow. I think that you probably have a really hard time fitting it into this deck though with the charms. And I'll also say that I was oh, it's mono black mono black coffer is awesome. I will say I was never really like all that impressed by the Traverse package in Jund. It was fine. It just didn't feel very mandatory. This is probably bricks, right? Okay, lucky to hit something there. So they can't, but they're gonna get to go Cabal Coffers for Urborg. Or sorry, map for Urborg, and then their Cabal Coffers Urborg is online. So I'd love to draw a threat this turn. Another copy of Unholy Heat I think is not something I want. It's gonna get a Jund Triome. Can you play Giganta mono black? No, you lose Archon of Cruelty. I mean, you can play it, but you lose Invoke Despair, Archon, Liliana, Gristlebrand's. And then it's also like, it's hard to cast Giganta in mono black, right? I'm gonna grab some Nile Spellbomb. Alright, I think I'm just gonna heat the Karn and then hope my opponent's flooded out a little bit. Troy, thank you for the gifted sub. It's nice of you. Appreciate you. Do they have a black mana floating that I'm missing? I don't think they did there. That wasn't a Jund Triumph. It is a Jund Triumph because of the Urborg is the joke. Urborg, Stomping Ground with Urborg is Jund Triumph. Two lands and a Ragavan. Get Temur Battle Rage the Ragavan. Probably not. Definitely not now. Opponent's only got one card in their hand though. Obviously their top decks are pretty crazy. For 6 studios printed to modern, I think it could be played. I think it would probably see no play. You know, there are cards like Rhystic Study that like people get their brain warped a little bit because like these kind of cards are really good in multiplayer games and not very good in but they're just not very good in 1v1. So I think I'm supposed to Giganta in hand and then Charm end of turn, which is just kind of painfully slow, but it's really hard to like main phase the Charm unless you have like a ton of mana. But I guess we do have a ton of mana. Maybe it's better to cast it there. Kind of an experience with the card, I guess. Although I will say this does a really good job juking the Thoughtseize here. Death Shadow, Tarmogoyf, Blood Crypt. It's not bad. 2 lands in a Ragavan, new podcast title. It's not bad. Not a bad podcast title. Flooding out of Tad, huh? Whatever, I'll go to 5. I don't care. They have this obnoxious Blast Send, though. Okay, down to 14. No cards left in their hand. They do have the Castle Lock Twain. They have the Blast Send to kill my Shadow. Alright, nothing else to deploy this turn. Lucky for me. I'm not scared of going to 3. Stupid Blast Zone, huh? Be killing them otherwise. It's okay. Tarmogoyf hits them for 5 down to 8. Only 5? Guess so. Gonna get burnt out by Archon. I mean, it's not like you can never beat Archon this game anyways. But they drew land for turn. They go to 6. They're dead to the Goyf, but they draw an answer to it. Unfortunately, they're at 6. Got some good draws though, including that one. We tried out 4-color Ramirez since new Triumphs. I haven't. I unfortunately haven't been playing as much as I would really like to. I'm moving this week. I've got a lot going on. They drew a land for turn. Okay, come on, brick. But yeah, we will be diving deep into everything, you know, as we always do. Just getting a little slower out of the gates this time. Okay, they don't plus the Liliana. I mean, I'm attacking them, right? Let's go. Oh, dude, I can't believe we won that game. That was crazy. They had so many just like unbeatable top decks. They drew tutor for turn? Are you sure? Are they streaming? I think I'm gonna bring in Magus. It's obviously awkward in our deck because of, you know, we're not playing that many basics, but we can just get a, you know, a Swampert Forest, and we also have Ragavan. Oh, they suspended it. I see. Voidmere does stop Profane Tutor. Probably not enough. Playing Voidmere over Chalice because of Giganta. Because Giganta is like a real card against Rhinos too. I think we'll cut the second TBR for second heat too. It's kind of close. Thank you, Martinez. Yeah, I should maybe have 3 heats. It's kind of close. You don't have Charms when you play instead? I would get the Charms. Opponent accidentally skipped through their first turn. Usually I don't pass back because I have to. Usually I don't pass back when I have to. When my opponent skips their first turn because I have to discard a card on turn 1. But because I don't have to discard it here because I'm mulligan, I'll just pass back. I'll be nice. Oh, that's right. I forgot I'm not playing Basic Forest. Right. Maybe I should be playing it. It's awkward with the Kroxa. If they drew this Inquisition for turn though, then like passing back is like such a like. It feels really bad if they drew Inquisition for turn, but they probably had it. Oofed up to 11 months. Appreciate you. Shuffle that away. I never pass back. Are you a horrible person? Yeah, I think you're going straight to the 10th ring of hell for not passing back on Magic Online. They have to like break a hole in the lake of ice and make a special ring of hell just for people who don't pass back on Magic Online. Now, I think not passing back is totally fine. Like, again, they drew a new card. Like, if they draw a relevant card and they play it on their next turn, it's really rough. But and like, you know, if you have to go to discard or pass back, you take your turn every single time. But, you know, it doesn't matter that much. If you want to pass back, good for you. If you don't want to pass back, nothing wrong with that. But you are going to Super Hell. Also. Alright, so coffers. See if they have Urborg or not. Yeah, I think I just want to play Goyf Ragavan this turn. Since you already played 4 Charms, I could deal with Murktide. Would 2 Chark be reasonable price for Terminates? It would be reasonable, yeah. I did definitely try to figure out. I did definitely try to figure out, like, if we even wanted to play Terminate at all for exactly that reason. But I did decide that I think I wanted it. Alright, I think I'm just going to play my Magus and hope that Tarmogoyf wins me this game. Yeah, I don't have any basic forest. I'm not sure that you need it, but maybe it'd be good to have. It's so bad with the Crooks, though. Photograph's Ensnaring Bridge. That is not as good of a draw as we'd hope, since we don't have Delirium. I think I'm going to attack Tarmogoyf at Karn and Ragavan at my opponent. Oh, I also have Giganta that can cast my spells through the Blood Moon. In a turn, kill Magus, cast Charm, hope to destroy Bridge. Well, I didn't bring in my Ancient Grudges, so I actually have very few outs to Bridge. Magus no force seems not the best. The thing is, like, Magus is like specifically going to be very good in the Titan matchup. We didn't have Delirium for Hito and Golo, so it's just 2 damage. Okay, let's go to game 3. Let's be able to play. Yeah, it's just like, I think this deck has a pretty rough Titan matchup, so I want to play 3 Magus of the Moon mostly for Titan. And you can bring them in against Tron too, and like maybe they're a bit awkward in this matchup, right? But that's the idea. I think I will cut the second Magus, cut the Temur Battle Rage, play 2 Ancient Grudge. Play for game 3. Kind of an awkward hand with no black mana, but I'm gonna keep. Troy, the gifted sub, thank you. Oh boy. Zax at the 17. Troy, can you like, I don't know why I can't see this. I got a refreshing. DRC first to blink removal. That's maybe better, yeah. I don't know. The upside of Ragavan's really high. Maybe they'll play an Urborg. Takes Tarmogoyf. Cracks fetch land. Tarmogoyf 3 power. 3 cards in their hands. Expedition map. So I'm going to play Channeler, Bolts to grow the Goyf. Graveyard, second Channeler. Attack my opponent for 4. Was that a Sticky TBR on the board? They're in the main deck, I just cited them out. So Spins Profane Tutor. Okay, Dashing Ragavan. Thoughtseize post-combat. My opponent for 7? Okay. Try to surveil him to my second Lightning Bolt. I only have 2. I guess. Am I trying to look, sir? I haven't, no. It's on my to-do list. We might do that this week. I've got some like ideas I think a lot of other people aren't trying. That being said, I don't really believe in the deck that much. I don't necessarily believe that the Luxior or whatever combo deck is going to have any sort of like real impact in Modern. But But I want to try it. I like to try the new cards always. Okay, 2-0 with our first our first league with the stack. Might change the sideboard a little bit for the next league. We'll see. There's like a lot of different ways to build Blue Rat. Obviously, you can play Young Pyromancer and be more in on like just the synergy cards. You could be like the Wizards variant that I was playing on stream earlier. I liked that deck too. Trips Ragavan. You have a lot of options. What were my final thoughts on Jund Charm and Modern Jund? My final thoughts, I'll never have another thought about it. My final thoughts were that it was pretty good. Brutal. 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 Sask with 3 months, appreciate you. Alright, I'm going to concede to the 5 for 1. Just concede to the 2 mana 5 for 1. 2 Grudge for 2 TBRs, I think. Click submit. Maybe I should play 3 Ancient Grudge. 2 is probably fine. Yeah, if you do want to stay Grixis, I would cut the Gurmag Angler and the Kolaghan's Command for 3 like Treasure Cruise. I've been liking Rending Volley 2 over Redcap Melee because it deals with Thing in the Ice, which is probably an issue for you. If it's not, you can play Redcap, I guess. This end doesn't have enough threats. I don't think you can keep that against blue-white. In here, I'm gonna keep this, and I think this is one of the rare lead on Bobble hands. Do all blue-white decks play Chalice of the Maid? No, it's not all of them. I wasn't sure Gurmag versus Cruise because I was so threat light without it. Only 12 creatures seems like enough. 12 creatures is enough. It is enough. It's plenty. You also have Royal Scions, which can ultimate and win the game. Flip Feast, 2 months. Add 2 3-drops. Suggest cutting 2 lands. Great suggestion. Noted. This doesn't look like Esper. Well, maybe if you squint. Perhaps squinting will make it look like Esper. I think I'm dashing Ragavan. I don't really want them to draw that prismatic ending. Oh, ho, here it comes. Watch out, Spike. It's Chalice of the Void. Okay, so I've got 2 Ancient Grudges. And this was definitely the reason to just cast Ragavan last turn. I think I might go for Giganta. You know, I think that if you have the choice of like making a reasonable play and waiting on your charm, especially when you're hitting land drops, like waiting on the charm is probably pretty good. We'll see. Stealing. Do I still cast Giganta? Since you Whisper. Is it important, Crit Bros? I'll take a look. I'm assuming it is. Yeah, I think I just want to cast the Ragavan. I don't love like dashing every turn with my mana here. Kill this before they get any surveil value. Okay, I'm pretty unlikely to remember to check them, to be honest, Kerbros. So if you could maybe message whatever it is to be on Twitter, that'd be easier. Okay. It's gonna be kind of weird if they like go for a Teferi or something, if I'm supposed to kill it with Charm or draw 3. Because I kind of feel like I need to draw 3 to... Okay, well, no choice now. Rest in Peace very good against us, obviously. My Channelers and Tarmogoyfs are pretty bad now. Black. Red, green. They have a counterspell? Oh, man. Well, I mean, their draws have definitely lined up well against us. Games 1 and 2 so far. Will Giganta save us? I think I'll go for a Ragavan here. What's cool about Ragavan is I can hit, like, Prismatic Ending, Teferi Time Raveler, and all of a sudden be, like, in pretty good position. Called shot. How about the Rest in Peace, I think. Make them spend more mana if they're going to spend it. Yeah, it's a Teferi Ragavan, good combo. Ragavan is a good card in Modern. Kind of scared of Hall of the Storm Giants, but I'm going to attack with both here. Like, there's even like a decent chance that they attack this turn they're killing Teferi. Hopefully they draw Chalice. That would be so nuts if they did. Otawara, Teferi back to their hands. It's pretty good. They have a land to play it? They don't have a land to play it, though. Now we get to Inquisition the Teferi out of their hand if we want. I do want to draw Shadow. Wandering Emperor is a good one to know about. It's pretty good here, though. I can't use that. So my impression bank control is strong against 4-color. I think you're like slightly favored, yeah. It's not like a huge. What is this line? Why did they go main phase Wandering Emperor minus? This line makes no sense. I don't have counter spells in my deck. I mean, it feels like they're trying to bait this, but I mean, I don't have any other choice. I have to walk into it, you know. We should have resolved Giganta when we had the chance. Results warranted. Maybe. I mean, Giganta is like weak against a lot of things, though. Maybe. Great top deck. Oh, they have Kihira? I didn't even notice they had Kihira. This can kill Giganta. I think I'm actually going to draw 3, though, right now. It's a bit risky. I feel like I need to like draw more shadows here. Okay. So if I shock here, then I go down to 6, and then I have to chump block Hall, so I have to get this basic, and I can charm to kill the this now. You mean Wanderer? Yeah. Sorry. What did I say? Emperor. So now if they colonnade me, they're dead. If they Hall of the Storm Giants me, they're dead. Did I say Giganta? I don't know what I said. Their hand is Kihira, mystery card. They top deck Solitude, whatever. Yeah, we can't beat these draws. Choi with another deck tech? Playing Judge Shadow against Blue White, who rips, like, you know, really well against you. You never win this matchup when they draw like this. Added 4th, Dreadhorde, Kicker Extra Cruise. Wait, I think I should cut for Opt. You should play the 4th Drown in the Lock over the 1st Heartless Act, I think, if you're going to play that card at all. I would play 4 Push, 0 Bloodchief's Thirst. Concede this game. Maybe if Unlicensed Hearse gets really popular, but people are just so hopelessly addicted to Kolaghan's Command. It's sad, really. It's just sad at this point. You guys are all going to be in a nursing home. Grinding Magic Online. I just need one more hit of Kolaghan's Command. It's going to be fine. just need the Kolaghan's Command one more time. Is it not good versus all the cards? Well, I mean, not really. It's okay, maybe. It's like, it's really slow against Mono Green Devotion, yeah. It's not awful against Chariot. It's not great against Chariot. I mean, it's okay against Chariot, right? I don't know. I'm being a little hyperbolic, right? But my main point is I really think that people are just like they put that cards in their deck way too much. I straight up don't think the card is better than most other options in Pioneer. Okay, Command's really solid in Niv, is it? I don't know. I could be wrong. Could be wrong. Never tell a Kolaghan's Command addict that their card is bad, I guess. So I will have Delirium here. I think I need to take the Ozolith. That card's always so scary, especially against double modular creature here. So just land a coaster and coast, which other one? Second blue-black pathway. I think Burning Hands is decent sideboard against mono green, and we're overreacting. I mean, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Kind of depends on what deck you're playing. I'd certainly say it's not bad. Do you find out if the new Ob Walker is good or not? I was 13 and 2 with Ob on Friday. That being said, I wasn't like blown away by the card. It was fine. I think I'm just gonna go Riveteer's Charm, make you sack, then heat the other creature. Kind of leave them with very little. I think that's better than playing 2 creatures here. 2 creatures is maybe a better line. But the fact that I get to do this before they ever get to modular onto their Inkmoth, I think that's pretty important. We have 3 Ancient Grudges. I feel pretty good about that for our chances this matchup. I will happily trade Ragavan for Inkmoth Nexus too. They declined the trade. So we're playing Jund, Red and 6, Takenuma, Maya, recycle creatures for advantage. Takenuma is the worst of all the channel lands. It's really, really slow. It is playable in some decks, of course, but it's not like something you should ever like build your deck around. It just is something that incidentally you can play in your decks on occasion. They drew land, and they are not dead this turn, but pretty behind. How is Esper Control done? I haven't been playing Esper Control. I see a lot of like Esper Control players being really excited about Tainted Indulgence just being like 2 mana draw 2 on like turn 8. I had turn 5, turn 6. I'm not like really a believer, to be honest. But I have seen some buzz. I've seen some people hyped about it. Could be a bit better than I think. Okay, I'm just gonna inform my opponent that they are dead, actually. Yeah, I think the card's fine. The card's obviously fine, but okay, we're bringing the Grudges, the Terminates. I usually like to cut. I think I'll play 1 Ragavan, 0 Croak, so I think these are the 2 worst cards in the matchup. Riveteer's Charm is probably also not amazing, but I think Croaks and Ragavan are probably a bit worse. Ragavan's better on the play. Maybe I'll bring more in on the play. Does Torpor work against Affinity? No, it doesn't stop them from entering with counters. Is Magus not good against Inkmoth Saga? I mean, again, like, Magus of the Moon in this sideboard is not as good as it is in, like, a mono-red sideboard or a green-red. It's mostly just there as a I win button against Titan, which is otherwise a really, really tough matchup. I think it's kind of a loose keep I'm going to keep. You know what I mean? Titan's a really tough matchup. It's mostly in the sideboard just for that matchup. This is not a card that you can just afford to bring in everywhere. Ooh, they probably should have tapped this to make me gain a life, right? Because I'm a shadow deck. Well, love that draw. Good tack, though. Gonna graveyard that. Everything you can see the Mentor deck again. Yeah, we played it this morning. I don't know if you're asking about that, but yes, I like the deck. We had not a great run with it this morning. Might make some changes to it. But it's a deck I like. It's a deck I like to work on. That's a bad one for me. I think I let it resolve. It's kind of close. Are we already 100% on Ob being bad? No, Ob was fine. We had a good run with it. On Friday, we were 13. I'm 13-2 in Modern with Ob in my deck. Was Ob like individually broken? That impressive? Not really, but it was fine. It's fine for sure. I'm still looking. Is it Dragons and Pioneer? I actually haven't played any more of it since that that first stream. We had a really good first stream with it though. I am looking forward to playing more of it, for sure. So I think with my opponent tapped out, I kind of like jamming the Grudge. I faced it both times lost. Against, is it Dragons or Ob? Okay, then I kind of like just letting them put a counter. Oh no, they get two counters because there's a boss. Man, maybe I should have not let that happen. Maybe they're gonna sack the Lantern here though, and respond with the Grudge. Pinging once, then get a Lantern. Yeah, okay. Oh no, really not that bad of an outcome. Not that bad of an outcome. Did I see set of back-to-backs red-black sack list? I didn't know. I didn't. I was not very plugged into Magic this weekend, and I feel really bad about it because, like, these new set releases, I'm always like, I always want to be really plugged in and really in tune with everything. But I am moving this weekend. There's like a lot of like stuff to plan for, and hopefully I'll find more time once we get more settled. Very good turn. I have not moved. We move on Thursday. I spent most of this weekend just packing, scheduling movers. I'm making sure I'm not even like done with everything, to be honest, but just didn't have a lot of time for Magic this weekend. You're moving on Thursday. Not quite. Have to wait the whole weekend. Caught up on Attack on Titan Season 4 Part 2, what do I think? What do I think about them doing in Part 3? I mean, they did a great job with Season 4 Part 2, right? I really enjoyed it. I really wish we got to see the conclusion, but they feel like they need to take their time. You know, it's going to have to be okay. So I need to use my removal before my opponent can turn on the Ozolith here. Just really hoping we get a chump block. A token. Should I have responded to the token? I don't think so. Who's the girl? That's my partner Esther. We were at like a state fair, I think, and they did a caricature of her. That may not be where it's from, but it's a caricature of Esther, who's also in like a bunch of the emotes. So I bolt here, they sack, one counter, but then it shrinks. Not sure about graveyarding the bolt there. I think it's probably correct. Need to like dig for another Ancient Grudge. No, I don't think I got a caricature that day. I'm trying to remember. I don't know. I have a pretty shitty memory, to be honest. My whole life's a blur always. Has it seen the new house yet? No. So we're doing our like final walkthrough tonight. Doing our final walkthrough tonight. And I think I'm just gonna concede. I'm gonna 3. And then Wednesday we're closing, and she's probably gonna see the house for the first time then, and we're moving in on Thursday. So the stream schedule's gonna be a bit weird on Wednesday. I'm gonna try to be live for some amount of time. I don't know when during the day that's gonna be. I'm also need to pack up this room, and specifically packing up the collage is gonna be kind of a nightmare, I think. I think I think my plan is to just plastic wrap it, saran wrap it all, but I'm worried that might destroy it. So, someone suggested getting 2 giant pieces of cardboard and like taping around that. I might do that too. Why no Magus? Like, again, like you just can't afford to bring in Magus in every matchup because of the way the deck's constructed. Magus is more so reserved for Titan and Tron, big mana decks. Closing the house and she hasn't seen it in person. Athena is our dog. Athena is our dog. Esther and I have seen the house in person. We've been there. Our dog hasn't seen it. She hasn't given approval though. Do a new collage and burn this one on stream. Dude, that it would be so satisfying to burn it. It's probably not very green though. Relic, Ballista, Zabaz, Saga, Grove. I have to take the Ballista, right? Because I'm going to play 2 1/1 Shadows next turn. Arrivederci, good 10 months. Appreciate you. Sorry for failing to pronounce your name completely, but it's a thought that counts. I hope it is at least. Oh, the Grove. Oh no, the Grove. Okay. Well, yeah, we might. I think we actually just lose this game to Grove. Snapcaster, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Appreciate you. Dang it. I don't know. Next turn we get to go 2/2 Shadow, then gets shrinks to 1, then grows to 3. It's not very good. Is the collage much bigger than what we can see on screen? It's like 5 feet by 5 feet. Like, you know, it's got to be big enough that like it can be behind me and be big enough to be the background. So it's pretty big. It's 5 by 5. Austin, thank you for the 30 months. Thank you so much. Welcome back. Oh, that's a doctor. That's a deep cut. I'll pull up that clip. Captain, thank you for the 5 months. Appreciate you. This is an old clip. Yeah, tier 2 and tier 3 in my opinion is usually... Why am I playing Living In? Oh, dude, I remember this. This was a Dono deck. This was a Dono deck, and is in reference to like... Someone made a YouTube video about how badly I played this deck. You know, popularity in a format and a whole video about how bad I played. Which is why we don't do Dono decks anymore. Cat with the 5 months. Boss with the 6. Thank you. Subscription. Yes, subscription. Blah, blah, blah. No, they have the second Grove. They drew second Grove. Oh my gosh. Type Grove at my upkeep. I mean, this we were gonna beat this just the 1 Grove. I don't have the will to live anymore. I don't have the will to play the game anymore. was pretty good, huh? Alright, this is turn 2 Double Shadow. Pretty easy thing to remember is 2 fetch lands and a Thoughtseize allows you to play plays with Shadow as a 1/1 on turn 2. Very good hand. You have to take the Teferi. He gets to bounce the Shadow in 2 turns. Obviously, if they rip and persist, good for them. Riveteer's Charm, Graveyard Hate in this matchup, probably nice to have access to, huh? Is this deck just testing? I mean, yeah. I don't... no, this is the only deck that's good at Modern now, I've decided. We're talking about testing? Yeah, talking about play testing? Talk about practice. No, I've actually, cards have been legal for 5 days. Format broken, baby. Format confirmed, broken. 5 days is all you need. That's all you need. Right, so they didn't find persist. They found double prismatic ending though. Okay. Guess that's fair. 2 shadows, they have 2 prismatic endings. Come up against any... I haven't played against any Devoted Druid Luxar combo shell. I'm going to be working on it some. We'll see what happens. Dude, our opponents have been ripping well today, huh? They've been ripping real well. Gonna bring in the Soul Guide Lanterns, though, the Torpor Orbs. This matchup should be pretty good. I guess I probably want like to play like 2 Heat, 2 Terminate, where like Terminate's always online, which is kind of nice. Kroxa is kind of bad in this matchup. Maybe I'll kind of Temur Battle Rage, play 3rd Heat. I guess Heat does kill Teferi. Yeah, so we'll play 4 Heat, 1 Terminate actually because of that. Feels like the only thing missing from the Druid Sword deck is Devoted Druids 5 and 8. You have a lot of tutors, you have Postmortem Lunge, but it's tough, it's tough. No Kroxa Orb synergy? Well, I don't like the idea of Kroxa only being good when you have Torpor Orb in play in this matchup. It's really bad if you don't have Torpor Orb. Rose gifted something to Garth. Thank you. Oh my gosh. It was a misinput! Misinput! Damn it. I would have kept that hand. I think. I didn't get to see all of it. Alright, go to 5. Whether they go to Indulgence instead of Unmarked Grave and Esper Reanimator. I really dislike it instead of Unmarked Grave. Listen, I mean, here's one thing that you have to understand about any Reanimator deck is it's so. I've learned this lesson I think more than anybody else, that it is so difficult to just like play test Reanimator and tell anybody how good it is. There is no deck like Reanimator in Modern that no matter what your build looks like, you can just run hot with it and crush everything else, and not know that your deck is tuned, not know that your deck is built well for like the metagame. Like there's no deck like Esper, like any of the Reanimator variants that you can like really figure out how well your list is tuned without playing like 100 matches, you know. And so, like, as someone who's played so many different Reanimator variants, run really well with horrible versions, run really poorly with good versions, it's just, like, it's way too early to tell, like, what the best version is. That being said, I think Unmarked Grave is, like, a must include for, like, the more spell-based versions of the Reanimator decks. But it's just really, it's, like, I think it's really important to keep in mind that, like, obviously, like, Brewing Exploring is good, but like Reanimator is like the hardest deck in the format to like play test, because it's just like it's just so easy to run hot. Yeah. Obviously, if you can get a larger sample size, it gets better, but it's not always an option. No, I don't think the Grixis Charm is going to end up being very good. Okay, so they pitched their Grief. Are they going to persist this? They pitched Persist. Why is that specifically for Reanimator? It's just like when you have your draws that just have turn 3 Archon of Cruelty is just always going to be, is usually just so impactful. And then it's also like, not only when you have your turn 3 Archon of Cruelty, it's like, does your opponent have interaction for your combo? If your opponent like doesn't interact with you, then the Reanimator always looks so good. Looks so good. It's just Reanimator, I think more than any other deck can just run very, very hot and very, very cold, which does make it like a pretty reasonable choice for tournaments and stuff. And obviously there is a best version, but you have to play so much before you can try to understand where the swings are and what your actual range is. That being said, I really like Unmarked Grave. I think Unmarked Grave I think Unmarked Grave is better than Faithful Mending, and I felt like that for a long time in like the Esper Reanimator decks. And so it's like I can't imagine that I would feel that way and then all of a sudden think that Tainted Indulgence is better than Unmarked Grave. I could be wrong, but I think that Grave is the better of the two enablers anyways. If it's easy to run hot, that means it's good, unless it's easy to run cold. I mean, it is easy to run cold. Tin is so bad against the Leyline. Mulligan. But what I'm mostly saying, right, is that Reanimator is a deck that has tons of different ways you can build it. Is like the main point I'm trying to make. The deck has a lot of flexibility in how it can be built, and because that's the case, you can be Mardu, you can be Mono Black, you can be Esper, you can be Blue Black, you can be Abzan. You can play tons of different combinations of cards within these things. The deck is really, really hard to build. And so what I'm saying is you can run hot with a suboptimal version, a version that isn't perfectly built, and just not realize that you have the worst version because you're just running really well with it. I think that this effect is true for any brew. You can run well with any like a suboptimal brew and think that it's better than it actually is. But in my experience, as someone who's played a ton with Reanimator variants, this is more true for this archetype than any other archetype. Yeah, that's true. And like, yeah, you could also run cold with like the better version too. I'm doing well, Hatashi. How are you doing? So opponent discards Archon, discards Flooded Strand, so they at least have a black source in their hand. And hopefully they don't have Persist. Shocks in Watergrave and passes. Yeah, I can't target them with the Riveteer's Charm, unfortunately. Yeah, I had to buy some mobs for 70 on Friday. I sold them back, actually, I think for at least 70, though. I don't think I lost any money on them. So I guess they're just going to flashback Mending. I do have 2 Soul God Lanterns, which are in the sideboard. They beat the Leyline of Sanctity. Graveyard Hate that beats Leyline is kind of important here, I think. What Reanimator list would I recommend to a new player? To be honest, like I basically never would recommend a suboptimal or easier list to anybody. Just because they're new. I think I would rather them try to learn the more complicated lists. But I've actually lately been liking the Mono Black Golos Reanimator list a lot. Where like it's your backup plan to Graveyard Hate is just hardcast the Archons. I've really been liking that deck a lot, actually. Riveteer's Charm has also been very good against discard effects so far today. Well, Obtaken Price is not a finance stream. Not a finance stream. Got too many people going, Spike! Will you spike this card for me, please? Do I want a Tarmogoyf? I don't like that it's a 2-drop. I also like Graveyarding it for Delirium, so just Graveyard it. Lantern. Oh, dude, these are 3 great cards. Let's go. Lantern, Orb, Swamp. Kind of doesn't get much better than that. How much have I spent on Magic? I don't know. A lot. I've been playing for like 10 years. I've also, you know, I am a professional player of Magic, or at least professional entertainer who plays Magic in the background. You know, so at the moment, I'm currently making a little bit off of it. Don't know about this. Heat. Probably gonna graveyard it. Yeah, I know the camera's not in focus. I'm trying to. You can, if you move your hand slow enough, this is like the trick to refocus it. But it doesn't. I'm not very good at it. What a turn. First comment in the channel from Allied Tribal is, Torpor Orb, the one card that ensures Ally will never be a top tier deck. However, there may be more going on. There may be more going on that's stopping Allies from being a top tier deck. there may be other things at play, perhaps. We'll get to the bottom of it one day. I suspect there may be more to this story. Great, the 10 months, appreciate you. It's got a bold attack. Thank Clothis, so you have Torpor Orb to stop the ally menace. Yeah, I had a friend who played Allied Tribal, like PTQs, RPTQs all the time. And honestly, like, I remember watching, like, several games. He did pretty well with it, but I remember watching, like, several games that he could have wanted, like, messed up really bad. I'm like, man, maybe Allies is better than I think. And so, yeah, I'm just actually being paid off by a big Torpor Orb to shit-talk Allies. I've got to come clean. I've been paid off by the Torpor Orb lobby. Yeah, I'm just teasing you, Ally. Just teasing you. I don't know. I feel like, I will also say, I feel like the Ally, when they returned to Zendikar, right? They returned to Zendikar, like, you had a whole set full of allies, and none of them were like really playable in Modern. Maybe there's like an exception or two, but it's gotta be really frustrating for like the Allied Tribal players to be like, yes, we're returning to Zendikar, we're getting new allies, and just like none of them are playable in the Modern Ally deck. Just real sad. Gideon was an ally? Yeah. Gideon's also like, you know, not very good in Modern. Thoughts on running Tenacious Underdog over Shambling Ghast alongside Ob and Pioneer Anvil? I think I really like Shambling Ghast in these new versions. I think I'm gonna shuffle away the Terminate. Maybe this is wrong. I mean, I don't know what they have. Like, Solitude doesn't do anything because of the orb. Maybe I should have kept it. I don't know. Modern Ally deck. Yeah, there's like a Modern Ally Rally the Ancestors Collected Company mill combo aggro tribal deck. That's pretty cool. And isn't very good. Oh, sorry. We just don't attack. Attack with Ragavan lets them live. I'm really liking the charm so far. The card has felt the card has felt great. It's very powerful and very flexible. And like, you know, it's like, you know, usually you see cards either be like really powerful or really flexible, and when a card is both, it's just, you know, chef's kiss. Just wonderful. I'm really happy to have it. Only a 3-2 this first week with the deck though. But of course the games we won were due to our immaculate skill and perfect deck building. The games we lost were bullshit, and I'm going to go on a Phil Hellmuth style rampage complaining about how lucky my opponents got every time I lose from now on. Oh, it'd be pretty funny to get like a Phil Hellmuth like montage. Just play a clip every time we lose. Just play a clip of Phil rolling. I'd be the perfect fighting game player.